New season, new start. 6 friendlies to play before the league opener. What's your expectations going into these friendlies?
Tough, obviously. We are a little bit foreign, a little bit different to other clubs that have probably only gone back after being off 5-6 months, whereas we had a sort of a pre-season within a pre-season, having to organise ourselves for Halifax and Harrogate and then part that, and then 4 weeks later start up another pre-season. It's a bit repetitive in terms of that, so I've got to be cautious with regards to how many minutes I give the boys. I need to gear up for October the 3rd, that's my aim. I've got to make sure that we're hitting full tilt and coming out the back end of pre-season with no injuries and making sure we peak come October the 3rd, as opposed to killing people and hitting a brick wall come November, December time.
Your opponents for the first game are WINGATE and FINCHLEY. First game since on Saturday. It'll be 6 weeks since you last played a competitive game. How prepared are the boys though going into that first game?
The beautiful thing about us is that out of the squad that played against Halifax and Harrogate, I think it's 9 or 10 of the lads that started the game on the 25th of July, I think it was, are currently still in the building. Add to that Dave Stevens, Pierre Mongoya, Danny Woodards, there's a couple more that were here last year. They know what I'm about, they know what's asked of them, they know what they need to do in terms of their organisational stuff. So that side of it, having 6 weeks without any football, I don't feel that's going to be the issue. I feel overdoing it is going to be the issue. You look at Corey Whiteley and Gus Mufata, that Corey Whiteley's probably into his 3rd, 4th week of pre-season because he had a short period with Newport. Gus Mufata the same. So I've got to be very cautious. We work at our maximum every session. So we're liable for injuries because I expect them to train as they play. So in terms of that, it's very much managing that side more so than the organisational side. This early part of pre-season, I'm all about fitness, getting as much baseline into them, getting as much work into them as possible. The organisational side will come. That will probably be after the Billericay game when we can really hone in on the 16, 17 players moving forward. So yeah, the organisational side I'm not fussed about. Of course I'm fussed about, but in terms of the focus is more the fitness and the injury side of things, because I'm very cautious of us having 2 quick succession pre-season in a short period. So yeah, the organisational side I'm not too concerned with.
What are your thoughts on the signing so far, and will they be making an appearance on Saturday?
So obviously Ashmore for me is a signing. Even though we loaned him last year, he's a signing. To have him on board as a permanent is superb. Matt Reid for me is another signing. Purely because we brought him in Feb, he had a month with us, then he had 3-4 weeks with us in the Halifax Harrogate sort of turnaround, and to have him again on full time is fantastic. But the ones in Gus Mufata, Corey Whiteley and Zayn Angol, 3 very good signings. They need to buy into what I'm about as a manager, what we're about as a football club, what I expect from them as individuals, knowing their roles and responsibilities moving forward. But the early stages, what I've seen, I've been very impressed. They're coming into a very good group. We finished 5th last year, and we want to obviously go better than we did last year. So the organisation and the summer signings, I think, has been very productive. Everyone will feature on Saturday against WINGATE. It's our first one. I can imagine it's WINGATE's last one. So they're probably 3-4 weeks ahead of us in terms of a pre-season. But for me, I expect no less. There's non-negotiables come Saturday with regards to their work rate, and yeah, I'm hopeful that they can put on a display to give the 100 or so fans that are going to WINGATE on Saturday something to be excited about.
Yeah, exactly. You touched on obviously last season finished 5th, obviously disappointing last day, but do you reckon that's going to add some fuel to the fire for the team, and is promotion really much the target?
I have to say that is the target, as is probably every other manager and staff and dressing room in the National League. There's 24 of us that you don't set up to be successful and stay in the league. You obviously want to go on a run and try and win the league. So that's our ambition. We've got to make that happen with hard work, organisation, discipline, because last year our start affected our finish. I think we gained 9 points in the first 10 games, and that's not a return you want if you're going to go and achieve promotion out of the National League. So we've worked heavily on the stats side of things, we had a debrief with regards to the 1920 season and a stat pack that we looked at where we can improve on, when we scored our goals, when we conceded our goals, how we conceded them, where we scored them, and it's all about the finer details. The club's brought in David Dodds now as assistant manager, and he's hot on that. He's been a great addition to work alongside myself and Cameron Moyer, Martin Brennan, Elliot. That's something that I hold a lot of stock on in terms of keeping the management team together. I enjoy working with Martin, I enjoy working with Elliot, Cameron, and the early stages of working Doddsy has been phenomenal, and he will bring an added incentive on the training pitch with his finer details and his information. So yeah, it fuels my fire for sure. I've failed on 2 occasions. I went to Wembley and failed, and I failed against Harrogate in the semi-final, and yeah, it's a burning feeling in my belly, but I've got to be cautious because the year after Wembley we finished 20th, and I'm no fool that the National League is a tough league, and you look at the signs of Stockport, Dagenham, Notts County are going to be strong, Yeovil are going to go again, Hartlepool's business this summer has been very good. So for me there's going to be 8 to 10 of us that want to go and win the league, and unfortunately only one can achieve that. So for me, yes, the aim is to progress as far as we can, and who knows, in a year's time we could be an EFL club.